Jeff, you're mute.
I pressed start streaming already.
Okay, that's okay. Just to give you a heads up, Chairman Rafapi, is there will be, this will be a little unique in the sense that we're going to go into an executive session at some point during the hearing. What'll happen is we'll go through our regular Windward Planning Commission hearing. And then once we're done with that, Rochelle will keep this meeting going, but everybody will log out. She will send a link for a new meeting that all of you log into, and then conduct the executive session. Then once that is done, you log out of that and log back into your original meeting. I believe she's going to send you a link back to the original meeting so that we just come back and then we can finalize that meeting and then close. So just a little bit of information as to how things will proceed today.
Sounds
Thank you.
good. Thank you, Jeff. All right. Okay, good morning, everyone. The virtual meeting of the Windward Planning Commission will now come to order. It is Wednesday, August 12th, 2020. Based on the 9th Supplementary Proclamation of June 10, 2020 regarding COVID-19, our meetings will be online until further notice. This is to maintain social distancing and to prevent the spread of the virus. As it is noted on the published agenda, the public is able to view and listen to this meeting. A link to the YouTube live streaming is provided on the county website. The video recording will remain on the YouTube channel for those who are not able to watch it live. The background reports on the agenda items, which included the applications and the planning director's recommendation reports, are available on the county website. Also, as noted on the agenda, public may provide oral testimony at the meeting by joining online or calling into the WebEx meeting. Commissioners, please be reminded that only one of you may speak at a time. So raise your hand to be recognized by the chair if you have a question or comment to make. Sometimes I may not be able to see you on my screen, so staff, please alert me if there's somebody they raise their hand and I don't see it, since I don't see them on the screen. With that, I'd like to introduce the fellow commissioners. When you are called, please also raise your hand. Vice Chair John Raplogo, Commissioner Gilbert Aguinaldo, Commissioner Dean Au, Commissioner Joe Clarkson, and I'm Tom Rafapi. Will be chairing this meeting today. We have a quorum required to hold this meeting. The following staff are also in attendance: Deputy Corporation Counsel Diana Mellon Lacey, attorney for the Commission; Planning Director Michael E; Deputy Corporation Counsel John Mukai, attorney for the Planning Director; Planning Program Manager Jeff Darrow; Planner Jessica Andrews; and temporarily assigned Commission Secretary Melissa Tucayanan Salvador. Also assisting the Commission and the staff today is the Director's Secretary Rochelle Lay, supporting us with IT. With that, let's proceed to the first item on today's agenda. Applicant is Theodore and Benjamin Imajire, SPP 19-000212. Continued hearing on the application for a special permit to allow the development and operation of chiropractic, acupuncture, and massage clinic and related improvements on an approximately 1 acre portion of a 2 acre property situated in the State Land Use Agriculture District The subject property is located off Ilima Street, approximately 0.2 miles northwest or Mauka of Ainaloa Boulevard, between 35th and 36th Avenue, Orchid Land Estates, Keao, Puna, Hawaii. TMK 316009017. Now, Stav will do the presentation. Will that be you, Jessica?
Yes.
Jessica, please proceed.
Okay, thank you, Chair Rafferty. So I'm going to share my screen, so just take a minute to do that. Yeah. Okay. Question for the chair and the commissioners. Would you benefit from seeing this presentation again? We actually reviewed the presentation at the last hearing, although all of the commissioners did not see it.
I'm okay with a brief presentation, but I know that Dean was not there at the last meeting. Dean, I'll defer that question to you.
Can you guys hear me okay?
Yes.
I'm fine. I remember the last presentation. Jessica, you were very thorough, so I do remember it. I did review all the documents. I reviewed the proposal.
Okay.
I'm fine without it also.
Great. So maybe I'll just jump to the last slides, simply just to refresh what the conditions, the amended conditions were. And so I'll do that. Sorry, I'm just going to breeze through here. So once again, it's planning director's recommendation is approval with conditions for this application. And there were amendments to the following conditions. Condition number 2 was regarding construction timing. Basically that the construction of the proposed second dwelling and change of occupancy for the first dwelling shall be completed within 5 years from the completion of the first dwelling and prior to applying for a change of use building permit for the chiropractic acupuncture and massage clinic, that they shall secure final plan approval. Condition number 9 was regarding a drainage study, and it was tying it to the change of use building permit. And we removed conditions number 11 and 12. And those were the only amendments that the planning director recommended. In addition, all of the commissioners should have received by now the proposed conditions from the applicant, and I'll let the applicant address those when they speak. Are there any questions from the commissioners?
Thank you very much, Jessica. Yes, that's no questions. At this time, I'd like to invite the applicant or the representative. Ms. Warner. Okay, so we have the applicant, and we have Zendo. Okay, please raise your hand. Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth on this matter now before the Windward Planning Commission?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, you can go ahead, please state your name and where you reside, and go ahead and proceed with your presentation.
Good morning, Mr. Chair. Zendo Kern here, planning consultant, reside on the Big Island. Here representing the Imageries. We got Deidre here, Deidre Imagery as well. Is it okay if I get started? Wonderful. So yeah, again, good morning, Mr. Chair, members of the Planning Commission. Director Yee, and all the awesome staff of the planning department. Good morning, everybody. Find myself here today somewhat perplexed and in a couple ways. I know in the first meeting that we had was the first time we did, the WebEx hosting, and we're doing, in this format, and obviously there's a bit of confusion, and just trying to understand how this was all going down. And I'm really, myself as well as the applicants, were just extremely grateful for the, for the planning commissioners, Mr. Clarkson, trying to support this project, and kind of thinking that we had it squared away. And the more that I thought about it, realized like kind of how that came off possibly at the last meeting as well, of that confusion of, we thought we had this squared away, and then we're coming and asking for some things. And I think there's just a little bit of confusion. So what I want to make sure is by no means was that any type of disrespect at all. We're actually just, here very grateful, hat in hand. Obviously have a couple little adjustments that we would like, but at the end of the day, we really want to see them be able to operate their business. That's the core of it at the end of the day. Don't want to again come off disrespectful in any of those ways. And if we can work it out on those couple adjustments in some way, great. If we can't, then I think we just we have to accept it and move forward with what we can get. And again, very honored and very grateful for that. I can talk a little bit about those two elements. So, the whole signage thing, not even going to bring that up again. It is what it is. Just, leave it alone. That's fine. I think one that would be is condition, I think it's 7. Oh, and I guess real quick, since Commissioner Al wasn't here on the last one, at the last hearing, we proposed a couple amendments to a few of the conditions regarding driveway signage and the employee situation. I don't know. It's a bit mixed to say the least. So we kind of just punted, and I gotta say this. Here we are today, and to see that we're the only ones on the agenda, I want to apologize for that. I really want to just wrap this up. Kind of feel like, oh gosh, really, we're those folks, but here we are trying to work that out. So that's kind of how it went last time. So we did continue it. Condition. Condition 7. What we're potentially requesting is 3 employees, including the applicants. So it gives them a little bit of flexibility that if one is out and they had maybe their, an assistant in there, if Deirdre was away and they had an assistant in there, but it would be a maximum of 3 with the applicants. So that's that one versus that's a bit of a change from the last one. That's one. And then, the driveway access issue has been the one that we've been discussing. It'd be really great if we could get the 2 accesses so they could go, access the back home as their own access, and then the business as a secondary one. If the commission is not inclined to that, and that's a stop on it, then our ultimate request is that there's at least a condition in there that says, single driveway access unless required by the fire department. Because that I wouldn't want to have their hands tied. Those are basically the main 2. I'll let Ms. Imagiri speak on that a little bit as well, and then I can follow up with anything after that. Ms. Imagiri?
Good morning. I don't really have much to add to what Zendo said. We want to be able to run our business and comply with the law, and so that's why we're asking for a little bit of leeway on, I understand you don't want us to have a ton of employees, and that's completely understandable. As a resident in the neighborhood myself, I wouldn't want another business in there having a ton of employees. But if we could make it, instead of it being, because right now I believe it says me, my husband, and 1 employee, if we could make it so that it's no more than 3 total, that would really give us some flexibility to be able to run our business the way we've been running it in KL, without having to make significant changes to staffing and things like that. Because as you may remember, I'm 6 months pregnant, so I'm not going to be in the office very much over the next year. I'll be with the baby. And then with regards to the driveway, you know, we'd love to have the private, straight back private driveway, and then one separate for the business to try and keep those two separate. But again, like Zendo said, if that's not something that you're willing to consider for us, we'll make it work. To make it so that we can access both business and private portions of the lot via one entrance on Ilima. Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you very much. Anything else,
So,
Zendo?
I mean, thank you, Mr. Chair. So, I mean, that's pretty much it. As simple as we can. You know, we're open to discussion on any of that. And just again, thank you guys. Want to again apologize for all of the confusion and anything that might have kind of came off in the wrong way. And again, thanks. So happy to answer any questions.
Yeah, thank you very much. Any questions for the applicant from the commission? Go ahead, Joe.
Yes, I made the original motion, and I'm leaning favorably toward the worker, whether two applicants or one assistant or two assistants and one applicant. I see no problem with that. I just have a question for the applicant. After the June meeting, there was general agreement on what the conditions would be to basically make this business as much as possible like a home business. And one of those things was the single driveway with the access to the business portion of the property off of that driveway, and then the business portion secluded from the street with landscaping. The only condition that was asked for by the applicant, or the only hesitation, was that they had to confirm that the single driveway was possible with the fire department. And here it's been 2 months, and apparently the applicant hasn't even contacted the fire department. They certainly didn't before the last meeting. I'm just curious about that. Have you contacted the fire department?
If Jerry's did contact them, go ahead, Deidre.
Yeah, we were able to, the person that we needed to speak to, the fire department, was actually on vacation. We were able to get a last minute meeting with him just before our June meeting. It was June, the last one we had, whatever that was. I'm so confused. Sorry. So we were able to meet with him, and what they're saying is that they will not say anything firm and final until we're asking for that change of use. And at the time we ask for the change of use, that's when they're going to come, I guess, maybe visit the property and say, yes, this driveway works, or no, this driveway doesn't work. So he was very non-committal.
Makes sense.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for that.
Any other question or comment from the commission? Gilbert?
Hey, Tom, I have one.
Go ahead.
For the applicant and Zendo, so condition number 7 change was crossed out, only one. And then we put 2 employees shall be permitted in addition to the applicant. So that change of 2 will be 3 now?
Zendo, you got to.
Yeah, sorry. It would be 3, maximum of 3 employees, including the applicants. So basically, if they were both in the office, they could have 1. If it was just Dr. Benjamin in there, you know, they could have an assistant if Deidre was out. So maximum of 3 with them, not 3 plus or 2 plus, just them.
Okay.
Just a quick comment. Yeah, Commissioner Clarkson, I think there was a little bit of confusion on that on the June meeting, and I think the WebEx didn't necessarily help it. And again, I really apologize, and as you can see, we're open to making it work in the best way we possibly can.
I have a question for the staff. If, let's say, after the zone is, let's say we grant the zone today, and the fire department comes in later on and they require separate driveways, what's going to happen there?
My impression would be the best plan would be to include a phrase that says unless otherwise required by the fire department, so that it will allow for that future, they have jurisdiction over the driveways really. So if the fire department later on determines they need something different than the single access point, that clause should allow for that approach.
Sounds good. Mr. Clarkson?
I would like the application to come back before the commission rather than leaving it up to negotiation between the applicant and the fire department. Because if the fire department does insist, which I don't think they will, on a U-shaped driveway with perhaps they might insist on paved or a big U-shaped driveway that makes it very obvious that it's a commercial business. If that were to be the case, I would not want to see the application approved.
Okay, any other question or comments? Oh wait, well, the follow-up on that, Jessica, will that what Mr. Clarkson said, will that be something that we will have to incorporate in the conditions?
If that was the intention, yes, then that would need to be written into the conditions.
Is that your intent, Mr. Clarkson?
No. May I speak?
Go ahead, Mr. Clarkson.
Yeah, no, I intend to move for approval, make a motion for approval of this application as conditioned for 7. And if for some reason the applicant is not able to comply with those conditions, doesn't the planning director have to bring the matter back before the commission? Or didn't, I mean, you know, they can't without complying with the conditions. And I would like to see that condition for the single driveway stay till we get it, consider it again in detail at a later time, if the fire department, which I don't believe they will not allow that single driveway.
Looks like Zendo has a question. Chair Rafferty.
Mr. Curran?
Yeah, less of a question and just more of a comment on that regard. I don't think we need to spell that out, that if that's required to have to come back through, because in the past when we're dealing with that, if the condition isn't clear, then basically we just have to come back through to the planning commission to amend it. That's so. I mean, if we want to have it in there, we're fine. But I don't think we need it. It's kind of will speak for itself.
Yeah.
Mr. Clarkson?
I have no further comment.
I believe what Zendo says is correct, and that's implied basically that if the condition is not met, then the applicant would typically have to apply for an amended permit application.
Mr. Clarkson?
Yeah, I just didn't want to have any hypothetical conditions, like if this condition can't be met, let's go to this other condition, and if that can't be met, let's go to this other condition. Let's just stick with the condition and consider the hypotheticals later.
Okay, Mr. Clarkson, so how would you want to word that condition?
Well, I'm a little bit early on this. Do we have any public testimony that has presented first?
Yeah, we'll go ahead and entertain public testimony after we're done all the questions from the commission.
To my knowledge, there was no new public testimony since the July meeting. There was written public testimony from the July meeting, but not since then.
That's correct. So can we just move it? Do we need to go into motion for action?
If you like, yes.
Mr. Clarkson, when do you want to entertain your
I'll
conditions?
if we don't need to move that public testimony be closed first. If there is no public testimony, we don't have to close it. I move that the application for special permit docket number 19-000212 be approved based on the planning director's amended recommendation, which shall be adopted. The amended recommendations, including those presented by staff, and also that condition 7 be amended, that the maximum number of employees at any one time shall be 3.
I second.
Okay. It is moved by Mr. Clarkson, second by Mr. Aguinaldo. Staff, can you please take the roll call vote?
Yes. May I just clarify, Commissioner Clarkson, that you intend to recommend that the application is approved as recommended by the planning director, but there would, included in that would be an amendment to condition 7 regarding employees, so that there would be a maximum total of 3 employees at any time, or 3 staff?
Correct. 3 staff on site at any time.
Okay, yes, I'll take the roll. Oh, sorry.
Is there any other discussion or comments on this before we move to voting? Yeah, none. Go ahead, staff. And
Okay, with that, I'll take the roll call. Commissioner Clarkson,
Aye.
Commissioner Aguinaldo,
Aye.
Commissioner Al,
Aye.
Vice Chair Rapogel,
Aye.
and Chair Rafferty.
aye.
The motion passes 5-0.
All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you all very much. Much appreciated.
You will be
Thank you.
notified of the commission's decision in writing.
Okay. I'm assuming we don't need to be a part of this executive session, is it?
No.
Us.
Correct.
Thank you.
Not any. Okay. Thanks, guys.
Okay.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Commissioners.
Thank you.
Commissioners, we now have approval of the minutes of the July 2nd, 2020 Windward Planning Commission meeting. I need a motion to approve the minutes from July meeting.
I so move. And I just want to say, I think it was the transcript, including the transcript with the minutes, is a good idea.
That's correct, yeah. Any second The approval of the
Second.
minutes and transcript. All right, it's been moved and second that we approve the transcript and minutes of July 2020 meeting. All those in favor say aye.
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 Any opposed? Nay. Motion carried. Okay. At this time, I'm gonna need a motion to go into executive session, and right after that, we're gonna log out and log in on the executive session WebEx address. So I need a motion from the commission.
I make a motion that we go into executive session immediately.
I second.
It's been moved by Commissioner Replogo and second by Commissioner Aguinaldo that we go into executive session. All those in favor say aye.
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 All those in opposed, nay. Wait. Mr. Darrow, go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. When a motion is made for an executive session, it should be noted as to what the reason is for the executive session. So that might be helpful to make clear as to the reason for the executive session. It is.
Okay.
Thank you.
I got it. Thank you. All right. So the executive session would be, the purpose for the executive session is for the referral of the referral for executive session. The Deputy Corporation Counsel Dakota Cody Vance requesting attorney-client confidential discussion with the Windward Planning Commission on a complaint filed by the new Singular Wireless EPA AT&T Mobility on July 2nd, 2020, the one that was we rejected. So do we need to redo the motion again, or we'll just go ahead and conduct the vote? Mr. Darrow?
I think that's clear. So going forward, as I mentioned before, Rochelle will be sending you a separate link to log in. You need to log out of this, log into the new link, and then once you folks are completed with the executive session, you can either click back on the original link or she can send it to you again, and then we can come back to this room. Several of us will just remain here, muted in video and audio just to keep it live, so that when we come back, we just need to finish this meeting and close out.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, so the vote to go into executive session was unanimous. So at this time, we can log out and log into the executive session website.
Hello? Uh-oh.
I hear you.
Hey, John. Okay. How in
I
the
got
world?
I'm viewing Rochelle's screen,
Right, it says Windward Planning Commission meeting, right?
executive session.
Yes. Okay. I thought, gosh, I'm not so cell phone confused.
I see Michael.
Okay, let me see here. Oh, right there. Got it. I see Dean. I see everybody. Here. Sorry, guys. I got to babysit.